What if a small silver coin could reveal the rise and fall of a nation? Today's coin looks ordinary, but its past is full of power, pride, and secrets. Stay till the end, because one detail changes how collectors see this coin forever. Let's begin the journey into history with Coin X4. Welcome to Coin X4. This coin is the Spain 5 Pesetas 1975, a piece that stands at the crossroads of Spanish history, politics, and numismatics, making it far more than just everyday currency. Issued during the final chapter of General Franco's rule, this coin carries the portrait of Juan Carlos I, who was named successor by Franco but would later lead Spain into democracy. At first glance, the coin appears simple, yet every line, symbol, and date reflects deep political tension and national transformation. The year 1975 is critical because it marks the end of an era. Franco died that year, ending nearly 4 decades of dictatorship. This coin circulated at a time when Spain was uncertain about its future, and people used it daily without realizing they were holding history in their hands. For collectors today, this makes the coin emotionally powerful and historically significant. The metal composition, design choice, and timing all come together to make it a silent witness to one of Europe's most dramatic transitions. Coins like this don't just pay for goods. They pay respect to moments that shaped nations. That is why this coin still attracts attention worldwide. Its story truly begins before it was even minted. To understand this coin, we must look back at Spain's political climate before 1975, when General Franco ruled with absolute authority after the Spanish Civil War. Franco controlled not only politics but also symbols, including currency, which he used to project stability and continuity. By the late 1960s and early 1970s, Spain was under pressure to modernize, and Franco needed a successor who could preserve his legacy. Juan Carlos was selected and publicly presented as the future king, even though many doubted his true intentions. The decision to place Juan Carlos on circulating coins before Franco's death was strategic, sending a message of controlled transition rather than revolution. The public saw Juan Carlos's portrait daily, slowly accepting him as Spain's next leader. This coin therefore played a psychological role, preparing the population for change without open resistance. Currency became a political tool, and the 5 pesetas coin was part of that plan. Each exchange reinforced the idea of continuity, even while the future was uncertain. This makes the coin not just historical, but symbolic propaganda of its time. Few coins carry such subtle political weight. The obverse of the coin features the left-facing portrait of Juan Carlos I, surrounded by the inscription Juan Carlos I Rey de España, clearly asserting his legitimacy as King of Spain. The portrait is calm and restrained, deliberately avoiding dramatic expressions, which reflects the careful image the regime wanted to project. There is no crown on his head, which is significant, as it suggests humility and a modern monarchy rather than absolute power. The engraving style is realistic but conservative, aligning with official state aesthetics of the time. Beneath the portrait, the date 1975 appears, locking the coin firmly into one of Spain's most important years. The simplicity of the obverse hides its deeper meaning, as this was the first time many Spaniards accepted Juan Carlos as king through everyday objects. The coin became a silent introduction, more effective than speeches or announcements. Every worn example today shows how heavily it circulated, proving its role in daily life. For collectors, where adds character rather than reducing interest. The reverse of the coin is equally rich in symbolism, featuring Spain's coat of arms, crowned and surrounded by heraldic elements representing unity and authority. The large numeral 5 and the word TAS clearly identify the denomination, reinforcing trust in the national currency. The coat of arms includes traditional symbols such as castles and lions, referencing Spain's historic kingdoms and centuries-old monarchy. This design choice was intentional, reminding citizens of Spain's long history while standing on the edge of change. The crown above the shield reinforces the monarchy's return after decades of dictatorship, yet at the time, it was still under Franco's shadow. The balanced design suggests order, strength, and continuity, key themes the state wanted to promote. For collectors, these details are crucial, as small variations in minting and wear can affect value. The The reverse design connects medieval Spain to modern Spain in one powerful image. It is history compressed into metal. This is why the reverse is studied so closely by numismatists. From a technical perspective, the 1975 5 pesetas coin was typically made of copper nickel, a durable alloy suitable for heavy circulation. Its size and weight were designed for practicality, fitting comfortably in the hand and pocket. Millions of these coins were minted, making them common in circulation but historically priceless in meaning. Because of the large mintage, the coin is not rare in lower grades, but high-quality uncirculated examples are much harder to find today. Over time, many coins were melted, lost, or heavily worn, reducing the number of collectible specimens. Collectors look closely at edge detail, surface scratches, and strike quality. Even small differences can significantly affect market value. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear are especially desirable. The material choice also reflects Spain's economic conditions, balancing cost with durability. This technical side adds another layer to the coin's story. The most fascinating part of this coin's history is what happened after Franco's death in November 1975. Juan Carlos I surprised the world by dismantling the authoritarian system instead of continuing it. He guided Spain toward democracy, legalizing political parties and supporting a new constitution. Suddenly, the portrait on this coin represented not continuity of dictatorship, but hope for freedom. What was once seen as a symbol of controlled succession became a symbol of peaceful transformation. It is accessible to beginners due to its availability, yet respected by advanced collectors for its historical importance. Many collectors seek it as part of a complete Franco era or Juan Carlos I series. Prices vary depending on condition, mint quality, and demand, but the emotional value often exceeds the market price. For history lovers, owning this coin feels like holding the moment Spain chose democracy. That emotional connection is something no price guide can measure. Coins like this are often passed down through generations. They become family artifacts, not just collectibles. This emotional value ensures the coin's lasting appeal. Another intriguing aspect is the public memory attached to this coin. Older generations in Spain remember using it during uncertain times, while younger collectors discover it through history books and collections. This creates a bridge between lived experience and academic study. The coin becomes a conversation starter, connecting personal stories with national history. Many Spaniards recall buying bread, newspapers, or coffee with these very coins. That everyday usage contrasts sharply with its historical importance. This contrast is what makes the coin so fascinating. Ordinary objects often carry extraordinary stories. This coin proves that perfectly.As time passes. Coins from political transitions often gain recognition and respect in the numismatic world. The 1975 5 pesetas is increasingly viewed not just as currency, but as a historical document. Museums, educational collections, and private collectors all value it for teaching and storytelling. It reminds us that change does not always come through violence, but sometimes through careful steps and unexpected choices. Juan Carlos's portrait on this coin represents that uncertainty before transformation. The coin captures a pause in history, the moment before everything changed. That pause is rare and powerful. Coins that represent such moments are timeless. In the end, this coin is not about metal, weight, or denomination. It is about transition, courage, and identity. The Spain 5 pesetas 1975 tells a story of a nation standing at a crossroads, unsure of its future but moving forward anyway. It reminds collectors why coins matter beyond value charts and catalogs. Each scratch and worn edge reflects real hands and real lives during a historic year. This is why we study coins, collect them, and share their stories. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden history, remember that many more stories are waiting. Stay with Coin X4, because the next coin might change how you see history itself. Like, sure, subscribe to my channel.